So she was initially called Red Saber because, if I remember correctly, the designer for Nero wanted to keep her identity an actual secret. Like, just think like, hey, it's Arthur, but she's in red for some reason. Okay. Despite the fact that Nero is not only not King Arthur, she's also a way better and way more complex character. I say complex because if you know about... Okay, when I first told Taylor about Nero, it was actually pretty funny. Nero Claudius, the actual Roman emperor, I think she's like the 4th or 5th Roman emperor. Memory serves me. She went through some shit. Like, recognized tyrant, died via suicide. Really egotistical. Seen really as an egotistical narcissist. But this, funny enough, this game not only transforms her into a female as the Natsu first really likes doing for some odd reason. I don't get that, but it really paints her like as a misrepresented character. So I actually find it to be really cool. If you guys are anything like me, I love Fate because it really takes the concepts of history and spins them on their head. Fate is the only reason I know about more than one Greek emperor, or Roman emperor. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, so you can use it to give 3 orders. That must be okay. So magical voice in the sky is telling me about the command seals. He coming from Mark. Yep. Mark appearing on your hand as command seal is proof that you hold domination over servants. You can use 3 times, and you can force your servant to obey. The command seals are really more explored in the anime itself. Or at least depending on the anime. It will basically you use it and you're able use one of the command seals, which you have 3 total, and it allows you to make your servant do anything against their will, even pushing them beyond their natural boundaries. Excuse me. Ooh, that was a guttural one. But yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic. If you watch the Fate series, Unlimited Blade Works really explores the ins and outs of the command seals, like how Caster Medea there steals command seals, what they're used for, how much they can be used for, using them to make people fight against their will, etc. It's really interesting. Just how much complexity command seals really bring to the table, and how much they can alter like relationships between master and servant. It's really cool. Anyway, so congratulations, you've done much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. Even though you just said I am no longer qualified because of the fucking preliminary rounds, but all right, sure, fuck you. It was an incredibly clumsy effort to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. Who the fuck is talking right now? This is okay. This has to be either Kirei talking. Actually, it might be Kirei talking, knowing that asshole. By the way, no, Kirei Kotomine is not actually in this game. So the other characters that have been talking around, been wandering around, are actually called NPCs. Like, they're actually projections of the computer program we're inside of. Salmer Kasok. Wait, what? I can see the owner of the voice as a priest dressed in this. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I guess we are just confirming that voice is indeed Kotomine. I'm insignificant. I am merely part of the system. I was seriously expecting Kirei to have been the actual final boss because, you know, Fate and all. But no, he's actually not. So that's maybe a slight spoiler. I don't think so. I honestly was expecting him to be, but the fact that he wasn't was honestly a pretty good surprise. So anyway, yeah. Shit. Was unexpected. You received a commendation. Something about you having a light. What does that mean? Well, I'm not an NPC, if that's what you're wondering. Struck me my heart because for some reason I knew those words were sincere. That is nice. As for I expect good things from you, it seems like more of a command than encouragement. Uh-huh. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond acceptance and progress. Yep. That really has a lot more weight to it than meets the eye. I'll explain as we go along. No idea what he's talking about. Holy Grail War, it's right to exist. Yeah, Holy Grail War. We're about to do it because, yeah. Actually, it's interesting. The Grail War of Fate Extra is infinitely different from the Grail War presented in Fuyuki and Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero, it was a lot more about guerrilla warfare. Like, any servant can be eliminated at any time. However, in Fate Extra, it's a lot more structured, and it's an actual like tournament of power in order to, you know, deem who's the most powerful servant in order to continue. Oh yeah, you have to actually kill people. Yeah, surprise, surprise. People die in this fucking thing. It's, you know, not too surprising. These questions and more swirl inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. That is gruesome. Okay. In war, weapons needed. That is your servant. They're the spirit that pierces, the shield that protects. Basically, if you do participate in the Holy Grail War, your servants are generally your weapon and your shield. It's kind of like how stands work in JoJo, in a manner of speaking, but they're more independent. They have autonomy. They're actually like people. They're not like just a thing that you can just summon. Well, I mean they are, but you know that's not the point. Anyway, a legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. Again, it was fairly tempting to actually. So there's more reasons that you could want to choose like Archer or Caster. I'm gonna say them. Whenever things happen involving the system or like past events or shit like that, Caster, aka Tamamo, because she's a caster, and she's also like a really fucking strong wizard slash magus, you know, whatever word we want to use. She usually has a lot more things to say about what's happening. Archer is a lot more knowledgeable about the system of the Moon Cell Core, aka where we are, and Nero doesn't always have insightful stuff to say, nor is she too knowledgeable about the system in general. But be damned if she doesn't like have the best conversations, like period. I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Let the holy arrow. Yep. Huh. Okay. Party time. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and save on my old save file. So, yep. Am I gonna need that anymore? Nah. I'll save it new. Okay, I'm gonna overwrite this though. Eventually I'm gonna go back into the actual prologue and see if I missed the thing with what was it? With Alice or Ronnie. I might have. If I did, I apologize. I'll go back and see it later, but yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna record a little bit more. I'm actually almost out of time for today. But one more thing just to get this shit started. The wheel of fate turns. So this little voice talking to us, I think it's supposed to be like a guy talking to us in our sleep or something, or just someone musing in like a third person point of view. Whatever it is, this voice is actually fairly important. It's not without reason. You will see why later, much later. It's actually kind of funny. 1,000 entrants, my god. And we're now down to 128. So, as you can imagine, because it's a tournament, every week that number climbs, or drops by half, I guess you could say. Also, fire. The sky burns. Houses collapse into ruin. I initially thought this was actually a flashback to the Fuyuki Fate Zero incident, where everything is set on fire. And that honestly led me to believe that my main character... By the way, I haven't mentioned this yet. Your main character has an actual name. They're named Hakuno something. It's meant to actually translate to something important relating to their character. But I initially thought this meant Hakuno was actually a survivor of the Fuyuki fire that Shiro was in. Nope, this is actually something different. Because Fate Extra is on a different timeline than Fate Stay Night. So, yeah. Dreams fucked, yo. Also, this is slightly more devastating than... the Fuyuki fire, because buildings are razed to the fucking ground. I mean, yeah, the shit that spewed out of the Holy Grail was still bad, but like, god, this shit. Torrent of blood flows, and the voice resenting with bitter resentment that can be heard. Lights fade away. Soldiers with guns. People trying to hold together. Great struggle. Okay. Yep. Well, a lot of bullshit kind of led to that. That I'm fortunately not too well aware of. Oh boy. So, how much of this do I want to spoil right now? I don't want to spoil the big revelation about Hakuno's, like, character. But I will say, this event right here, it's not something that Hakuno is dreaming that did not happen or something that could have happened. What he's seeing actually did happen. I said before that the world down on Earth is actually pretty fucked. It's actually like ravaged by war and shit, and there's struggles for power. Earth's kind of become a hellhole in every sense of the word. So, yeah, what he's seeing there was probably very accurate to what's actually happening in a lot of cities that are actually being desolated. It's shit, I know, but yeah. It seems I saw some twisted, distorted dream. Yeah, I hadn't noticed. By the way, I love how you're sleeping on the nurse's office with your clothes on. Like, I don't know. I would just like at least shed one layer. God damn, it cannot be comfortable. Did I wake up in the nurse's office? By the way, yes, there's a nurse's office, and the nurse is fucking Sakura, and it's wonderful. Also, Sakura has even bigger jugs in this game than she does in the actual anime, which is impressive because I think she has either E or F cup boobs in Fate Stay Night, but got me. I love how you can actually hear birds there. This nurse's office is far different than what I knew. Well, yeah. I mean, look at the walls. That should be the first indication. God, Nero, I love you so much. Wait, something about my feebleness? What? There's no Arnoldus of feebleness after all. While you're unconscious, I had not to stare at you while you slept. Oh, she was just watching me the whole time. Okay. Yeah, servants don't really need to sleep. I mean, they can, but like, not too often. Yeah, it has to do with the way they're actually composed. It's kind of interesting. What, valiant young... Well, I think to be a valiant young man garbed in crimson is, in fact, a young woman. I mean, how does that chest possibly say man? I'm just saying. Also, she's incredibly short, too. It's actually a funny thing. There's a lot of similarities between Arthur and Nero. Primarily the actual stature of the two, minus the chest. But, no, Nero is distinctly fairly feminine in her features. I'm not sure how you get man out of that. Think about moot. Okay. Over to best as you have come to in time for the start of the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? Now, I personally do. I know exactly what this means and what's going to happen. But I know a lot of you guys are not familiar with the concept of what a Holy Grail War is. See, I say Holy Grail in the Fate series, and I know what it is, but you're probably thinking it's a literal like gold holy chalice. These guys probably also think that as well, but no, it's not. But so let's just see what Nero has to say. Then again, to be fair, my character also has no idea what the hell that is too. It is pretty funny, actually. You know nothing in the Holy Grail War, and yet you somehow managed to become a master. This is not the first time this has happened. Look at Shiro. I mean, fucking Shiro. He just accidentally summoned Arthur. How I used to accidentally summon King Arthur is beyond me, but yeah. While pitiful ignorance is hardly a sin, I mean, yeah. It's better than being willfully ignorant, so yeah. The Holy Grail War is said to have held the blood of a savior that has power to grant wishes. Well, I think there's different... I don't think that's tied to Jesus, is it? I don't think so. Whatever. Excuse me. That Holy Grail. Basis of entire body of Western religious history. Is it? I actually don't... Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I actually don't know anything about the Holy Grail, like, mythos itself. Not in, like, the Fate series, but, like, in general and, like, in real life. Anyway, so Holy Relic said to perform miracles that became well known through the Arthurian cycle. Maybe it's tied to King Arthur? That would... odd. Anyway, the time is lost, and... Wait, the original has been lost time, and all that remains are base counterfeits. But no matter the Holy Grail for which you're fighting is... What? The Holy Grail War is... Oh, yeah. The Holy Grail War actually originally started in Fuyuki, actually. Like, maybe 100 years or so before the start of the series, because they actually found a way to summon it, but there's, like, 3 warring households, and they, like... But yeah, this is a different derivative of it. There's a bloody melee for which the whole survivor granted. Yep. And The funny thing is, it's usually always only fought between Magi as well. Technically, anyone can fight for the Holy Grail, but only generally like Magi or Magi, Maguses, wizards, words, are selected to be able to actually, or typically fight in it. So yeah. Now new Magi have emerged in a time in which thaumaturgy has all but far away. Yeah, again, Earth's kind of dried the fuck up of magic, so it's very hard for people to even do magic down there. You might be wondering, or the thought might come to mind, hey, if magic is all but fucked, what's Rin doing here, and what can she do? Rin might happen to be a professional hacker and or terrorist. Well, not really terrorist, but like a rebellion fighter. It's actually kind of funny. Excuse me. Magi, Magus. But words. Yeah, it literally is this fight for survival. See, another one of the key differences between this Holy Grail War and the Holy Grail War fought in Fuyuki, the both of them, is that as long as the saber, as long as the servant dies, like that person is out of the contest, but the master can also be killed, and that will remove them from the contest as well. I mean, duh. However, in Fate Extra's Holy Grail War, you kind of have to die to be taken out of the Grail War. Like, not just the servant, but like you as well. It's a literal death matches, and I like the idea because it reminds me of Ratchet Deadlocked, a game I really fucking enjoy, where it's like gladiatorial arena shit and it's like emotionally charged and it's really cool. But yeah, anyway, the rules are simple. Two Magi are trying to face each other. One fights the other, one loses, and one moves on. Yep. Magi who loses to their opponent is stripped of both their command seals and their life. Now, the funny thing is, Shinji has managed to make his way into the Holy Grail War, but he thinks it's almost entirely one giant game. He doesn't know that people die IRL. It's actually fucking funny. I mean, hey, it's just like NBA once said, people die when they are killed. So, you know, you just gotta remember that shit. You'll face a series of battles before you reach the Holy Grail. The details really don't matter. There are a number of minor rules, but the most important is win. Simple, is it not? Well, sorta. I have a million questions that at least I know the basics now. That's a fair point. We can... Well, fuck. We are, as the audience... Well, I as a player and you as the audience, we will slowly unravel what exactly the details are, how this came to start, and where it's going as we go along through this. Indeed, as long as you understand the basics, that is enough for now. Do you know what a servant is? Again, I know what a servant is, but I'm assuming some people in the audience, since this is the first time I'm doing a Fate Let's Play on my channel, probably don't know what the hell a servant is, so yeah. Then again, also my character right now has no idea what the hell it is either. Seems your ignorance is boundless. Tamamo actually has hilarious reactions when you say that you don't know what a servant is. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. All right, so with an irritated expression, servant performer continues the lecture without with subtle disdain. Okay, so here's basically what servants are. They're legendary souls called from the past to help masters win the Holy Grail War. Basically, so only those with these that are acknowledged long after death become legendary souls. Like Nero Claudius here is remembered vastly, so that's why she's a servant. King Arthur is another one, like the obvious one, of course. There's other shit like there's Robin Hood, there is Medusa from Greek mythology. There's a lot of stuff. There's lots of Hercules too. Really, if you can think of like any historical figures, sometimes mythological figures, there's a pretty good chance that they'll probably be squeezed into Holy Grail War at some point. I have recently come to see some ridiculous fucking characters introduced in Fate through Fate Grand Order. An example of this is the fucking Arthur of... Whoops. The fucking author of The Little Mermaid. I can't fucking believe he is a servant. Like, it gets kind of weird sometimes. There's also... Oh god, what was his name? William Shakespeare is a servant as well. So, just to give you a scope as to how many characters can become a servant, like, there's a lot. Let's see, originally the classes of legendary souls that were hidden, but things have... What? Originally the classes of legendary souls were hidden, but things have changed over time. Saber Land... Why were they hidden? That's never really been a secret, like, what they can be. What are the others? Oh well, they aren't of any importance. Only Saber class matters. Saber Lancer, Archer, Rider. There's also Berserker, Caster. I mean, yep, Archer's in there. I had to make sure. Yeah, I know. Caster, the thing that kind of takes over a Saber and Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever. Also, these classes identify core skills only. Replicating every single skill will be impossible. Legendary Soul's main traits are aligned with the character that giving them form. So yeah, while these are indeed the people from those mythos, they're not 100% replicated. It's a little weird. It's like this. So we'll get more into details as we go along. But they said that the Saber class, yeah. Also, the Saber class tends to be stat-wise the strongest. Pound for pound of any of the servants that you can summon traditionally, because in a one-on-one fight the Saber is probably gonna win, but because of like the guerrilla warfare of Fate Zero and Stay Night, that was never guaranteed because there's a lot of sneak attacks, a lot of espionage, subterfuge going on. That was less of a factor, but yeah. So allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you know which class I belong to. Yes. Well, yes, Saber would work. Technically, she has qualities of being a rider. It's weird. When I think of Nero, I don't immediately think of, like, a Saber class, though. Actually, it's funny because Nero here also has the capability of being someone as a rider. Or, not rider. That's Artoria. Caster. It's funny. I'll explain that more as we go along. Actually, she herself says why she could probably be summoned as one, but that'll be later. Anyway, excuse me. I can sense the promise of potential in you. Yeah. Now, from this time forward, you may refer to me as Saber. Don't allow if it's necessary. As you're my master, I will allow you to address me as an equal. Fantastic. Her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's difficult. I don't know about that. Well, she's okay. I'm not gonna say that Nero isn't a little haughty at the start because, you know, she's a very proud servant, like all that stuff, and she doesn't immediately, because of the stuff that you say, she doesn't really see you immediately as being 100% worthy as being her servant. But Nero's a great character because as you go through the game, she acknowledges you more and more, and she can see your growth because you're still alive as you go through like actually like hardened soldiers. It's beautiful, actually. My true name, I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be a disaster if me learned. She really doesn't want you to know, though, because of her actual past, and yeah, just everything leading up to the suicide, she would probably wouldn't mind you knowing, but she doesn't want you to know about that like tragic end and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'll share my name once I have learned a little more about you. So basically, the key. Nah, I shall explain it later. As for the grill. Wait, what? I think I missed something there. All I know is that it grants wishes and creates servants using famous figures from history. Well, that's like base level knowledge. Once you start getting more into it, is where shit starts getting a little bit crazy. So yeah. So right now, let that truth put your mind at ease. Also, allow my sword to clear away all your doubts. So yeah, that's why Saber is kind of like the easy mode of the game. It's because Sabers typically have the highest stats, and she does level up at a decent rate. She's got great starting stats. She gets pretty good abilities later on, and her defense especially is really rock solid. So if you choose Saber, you're probably gonna be in for a good time. Oh, hey Sakura. Also, her hair's down to the fucking floor for some reason. Ah, Kale, yes, I am alive. I am a thing. Let's see, you don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you like it. So yeah, Sakura is a fucking school nurse. I mean, okay, sure. I'm definitely not gonna say no. Also, yeah, like, I'm just gonna try to say it. Sakura's tits in this series are even bigger than they are in Stay Night, which is impressive because, you know, F-cup tits, but, you know, like, why did you need to improve them even more? God. We're getting memories. Oh yeah, that's right, this guy doesn't know who the hell he is. So, when you go for preliminary rounds, God, I have trouble pronouncing that name. Or, word, fuck. And when you jump up to the actual, like, tournament, you're supposed to regain all of your memories. Actually, regaining your memories is how you make it out of the preliminaries, or at least as one like the qualifiers. Because when Rin entered, because she is an actual participant in the Holy Grail War, she didn't have any memories at the start either. But because she's a really fucking good spirit hacker, she actually really quickly regained it. So yeah, I cannot help you. I Sakura Mato. I'm just a custodial AI. Yep. So a lot of these people are just straight AIs. The actual masters will be actual people. Like, other than that, just the people who run the system, like Sakura here, or Issei, or Taiga, they're all AIs slash NPCs. So don't worry about that. They act pretty human though, so you don't have to worry about getting weird or anything. Anyway, so this is the fucking pause menu. I know. Okay. Oh, also, a quick word of warning. Every time you start a new week, talk to Sakura. Because she'll definitely have a really good healing item to give you that progressively gets better and better. So, now we're actually in the game. We have a couple things to go ahead and do. So, first of all, this is your stats menu. About 40 XP to the next level. Let's see what Saber's got. This is the starting stats, though. So, if you're familiar all with like the stat scaling, usually Sabers have A class in strength and maybe A class in defense. We're starting at E class. That means, like, we are literally fucking rock bottom in terms of our stats right now. So, now it's time to do a thing. So first of all, give me that money. Yep, alright, so first of all, I want all the funds so I can keep myself alive because that would be very good later on. Okay, so we got that. I'm not buying, and I'm never going to enable these three things. Never. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unlock some consumables, unlock formal wear, and that should be it. So now what this gets me, it gets me all the healing items in the game. Especially these, hell yes. And it gets me all the, equipable things you can get in the game for your main character. So trust me when I say this actually doesn't affect too much, but allows you to be able to use a lot of crap earlier in the game. So I'm going to be doing that. There's this other cheat code I'm tempted to use. It's this thing where, oh, it's actually not in here. SP? Is SP used for levels? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, skill points. SP. That would. Well, there's a good reason. So, all right. So I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'm actually gonna call it here. So, let's go ahead and turn this off. And yep. So this is what we're gonna be working with. I'm not going to drop all my skill points on all my stats all at the same time. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to distribute my skill points evenly between all my stuff. So, like, I'm going to just drop them in there if I need to give myself a boost to keep things going. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to have to record any sort of grinding in the game. And because this is all recorded live, you know, it's kind of important. So anyway, I think they wanted me to go speak to Kodamine. She's not on her first floor, that's odd. Issei, what you got? You gone through, that's excellent. You don't have to, you haven't seen until you've seen our rooftop. So about that. Oh, not there yet. Here we go. Oh boy. Hey, Ren's up here. Hell yes. 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 I've investigated the school from top to bottom. There's nothing quite unique about it. We never met, but she can't be anyone but Rin Tosaka. Oh yeah, my character's actually never met her. This is funny. From what I hear, she even makes Shinji jealous. Oh yeah, in terms of like how her perception is. It's beautiful. God. Rin herself was also beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Like, come on. So actually, a couple of things I want to mention about this really fast. So first of all, if you're familiar with the Fate Extra anime that's currently airing, yeah, she is in there already, and it's actually really interesting seeing her jump in, like, the difference in art from her and Unlimited Blade Works to Fate Extra by Shaft. It's weird, actually. I hadn't registered it before, but we're all predators. Now it's kill or be killed. Alright, yep, congratulations, dude. You just entered a blood game. Oh, hey, you're back early. Sure, go for it. Alright, soften when she looks at me. I haven't checked the NPCs that much yet. Oh, she's gonna be doing the same thing to me as she did to the other person. Except the funny thing is, well, such thin, delicate fingers. I realize how remarkable. What? I realize how remarkable is that so strong your gaze can come. What? So now Rin is currently touching her face and my character is losing his shit. That's actually kind of hilarious. Her bat down on my shoulders and stomach seems playful compared to her harsh case from earlier. Okay. Dude is currently dropping his spaghetti, although, I mean, I guess in his situation that'd be understandable. You're more well brought than I expected. So, my character may or may not be an NPC. It's kind of complicated. Even I don't know the full answer. It's kind of weird. So, yeah, she looks behind her, scowling. What's she scowling at? Oh, invisible. Oh, yeah, her servant is there. So, Rin's servant is actually hilarious. So, you guys have seen how I can choose Archer at the start of this game, right? So, Rin's servant is not actually Archer. It's someone else. I was not expecting to be. That was weird. Think about it because... yeah, she just felt up a real person. That was hilarious. Well, she totally did, but yeah. Hackers. Detail NPC could really exist otherwise. Oh yeah, I'm totally the one at fault for being an actual fucking person. Here to land to be anything but an NPC. You say that, but there's actually quite a lot of NPCs in this game that have a lot of flavor to them. Or not flavor, that's a weird word. Personality to them. Like, I don't know what the hell she's going on about. She wanted to touch a subject that would... yeah. Oh yeah, my character still doesn't have his memories back yet, and it's kind of a bit of an issue. Yeah, no, yep. Still a bit of a blank book there. Living prematurely isn't allowed. Well, I mean, depends on the situation, but yeah. Even memories or previous battle experience still have to fight. Well, yeah. But boo. He'll be defeated soon enough. Well, she doesn't need to know that I just happen to draw one of the strongest servants out there, so yeah. Well, okay, I don't think Nero is quite one, like, top 10, but she is probably one of the stronger servants out there that you can choose. Actually, that's not true. She totally might be one of the strongest, considering the shit that happens in Fate Extella, the sequel series, or the sequel game to Fate Extra. Nero does some crap, like channeling a goddess through her, so that's, you know, that's fun. We're not cracking into the system, destroying it, we're hacking. So yeah, I mentioned the whole thing earlier. So because magic is kinda dead in this series, or not, yeah, well, this game, I guess, it's this alternate timeline. People are more into hacking because that's kind of just replaced magic. So yeah, if you're cracking your way into the moon cell, you're going to be using hacking or to crack your way in. So that's generally how it works. Anyway, so our character has no memories whatsoever. Well, kinda. As we seen from that dream earlier, he does still have like phantom memories, but those are dubious to describe. It's not easy at all. Oh wow, what's the person I was supposed to talk to, huh? Okay, guys, so you ready for a pretty good punchline? Well, talk to this person first. What your opponent has been decided to do. Yeah, so time to actually go find Konamine. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, Rin actually got through preliminaries. I mean, surprise, surprise. Kotamine, Kirai, what do you got for me, dude? Also, every time I see him in this game, I'm not sure if I want him to be voiced by Jamison Price or Crispin Freeman. Because he's voiced by Jamison Price in the original anime, but he's voiced by Crispin Freeman in the UFO table version. I don't know, I like both versions. Anyway, they call me a product community. I mean, NPC is not, still surprised he's not the final boss. No, yeah, it's weird. Also, I love how much more grim his actual 3D model is compared to his portrait. It's odd. Also, that fucking coat, though, my god. This shirt inside. So the Warriors run elimination tournament. Yep. Basically everyone kills each other and that's fun time had by all. Yep. Good success. I will say though that this game, there's a lot of character given to each enemy master, and there's a lot of internal conflict about what happens, so it's pretty fun. Where it lives and the loser is deleted. If you guys need a comparison for what's happening in this situation, it's like, if you remember the really stupid series Sword Art Online, it's kind of like when people had their brain microwaved by the fucking helmets when they die in the game. It's still fucking baffling how they did that, but yeah. Anyway, so if you mentioned, just talk to Kotamine whatever you need to. How I survive, yep. Don't worry, guys. I will be the one to tell you how this shit goes down, so no worries about that. Wait just a moment. What? Your students will be in a system error. I'll relocate your opponent by tomorrow. Oh, well. I guess you guys will find out about that later on. Room will be located in classroom 2B. 2B, okay. That's just now funny to me. Why is that just not funny to me? Please enter this password into your terminal. Terminal. Okay, sure. And Brandon thinks I don't have speech impediments. Yeah. Alright, the entrance uses the same door you went through during your preliminaries. Good luck. Yeah, that's that floor, that thing down the first floor is the way into there. But since yeah, I'm kind of going on like 2.5 hours. What am I? 3 hours recording? Yeah, getting close to 3. I'm gonna go ahead and say and close out here really fast. So, Kodomi told me classroom 2, but it was my private room. Yep. Basically, the classroom 2B. I love how you have an entire classroom to yourself, by the way. And Nero, fucking Nero, just drapes red blankets and carpets everywhere to make it look like a Roman throne. That's great. Anyway, this room was rather dreary. We must enjoy what we must. So you do actually liven this place up quite a bit when you do jobs for Taiga, who sometimes she'll ask you to go get something in the arena. Sometimes she'll ask you to do other stuff. Taiga's more important than this than you think, but yeah. Anyway, so the private room is like just a private room. Each master has one assigned to them. You can do whatever you want there. Speaker to servant, save, leave. Not too much, but enough to get by. You've been already accustomed to school. I swear, half the fun in this game is just talking to your servant in this room because it's just funny seeing what kind of stuff they'll spout out. It's like the only way you'll get really good dialogue out of them too. Well, not the only way, but it's one of them. Anyway, so I guess this is good about go ahead and about do it, guys. So next up, or next time I get to this, we're gonna be finding out who our first enemy is. It's Shinji, and I'm gonna be leveling up, and then we'll be getting this shit going. So yeah, peace.